Uhuru. It's good to see everybody. I'm glad that everybody showed up. We are live and in charge, and I just want to plug something real quick because I saw that you see us dancing and everything. We're having fun. We're gonna have some political education going on. We have our quarantine and chill every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we wanted to give you guys a little vibe of how we roll and how we do it when we do our quarantine and chill. Welcome everybody. Uhuru. Uhuru means freedom, and freedom should be on our mind 24/7. So we have an amazing show lined up for you. But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and introduce myself and salute the leadership, and then I'll kick it off to Kalambayi. My name is Tiana. I'm from San Diego. I joined InPDUM, and I joined the African People's Socialist Party because I saw the need for a revolution and saw the need to be, a part of that revolution. We need to, get free. And so I joined. I like to salute my leadership, Chairman Amali Yeshitela and Chairwoman Ona Yeshitela. They are amazing. They are leading Africans to freedom. Chairman Amali Yeshitela is the founder of the Uhuru movement and the leader of the African nation. And his work, creates other leaders. And that's what I really appreciate about Chairman Amali. I also want to salute President Kalambayi. Kalambayi is amazing. Her energy is amazing. She keeps us all pumped. She's a strong sister. And I don't want to just hog it. So I'm going to send it over to Kalambayi to introduce herself. Uhuru.
Uhuru. So I just want to, Tiana, kick it out with some of my favorite chants. So if you could just participate with me with these chants, because this show is intended to come to you live right in your living room. So we want you to get up. We want you to be energized, move around. I know we all in the house right now, but we are going to bring you political education. Let's talk Black to me. Let's keep it, lay out this political line. Let's learn how to fight. So let's start off with some chants. So fist up.
Fight back.
Fist up. Fist
fight
up.
back. Fight back.
Uhuru. That's my favorite chant. You know what I'm saying? Fist up, fight back. My name is Kalambayi Andenet, and I am the international president of the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement. And right now I am located in St. Louis, Missouri, but don't get it twisted. I was stolen from Africa. I am an African. Uhuru. Back to you, Tiana.
All right. So we want to get into the purpose of the show. And I want to read to you all the mission statement, and then we can go into a little bit more detail about what we're about. Okay. Now let's see. The purpose of Perfect Vision Talk Black to me is to bring more discussion around the issues facing African people and to show the people the way out of our oppressive state and into a place where African people have power and control over our lives, resources, over our health, food, housing, medical, and to build a future for our families and loved ones. This show will be able to provide theory and analysis and practical solutions to our lives and to build support for each other. And this is so, so, so important to us, to build support, to build, organization, to build this revolution and to continue to thrive, over and over again with strength under, the same idea, the same theory. Can you elaborate on that, Kalambayi?
Yes, we thought it was very important, especially in this period. We understand that the groundwork is super critical, and the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement, like our mission is to bring the African working class back into political life. Mm-hmm. And so this show was kind of like created. We were meeting, talking about a strategy of like what we're doing right now, why people are at home, how we could not just say, oh, okay, well, we at home, so we can't fight for Black power no more. No, we have to have a solution. We have to continue to push because we know that this is a colonial virus. And so we created this show because we wanted to be able to bring political education, fun and excitement, and really help African working class be able to vision and see perfectly who our enemy is and how we have to destroy it. by coming to organization.
Right. Exactly. It's we have to, our voices need to be heard. So it has to come from our perspective. You're spoon fed or force fed white power narrative, and we control the narrative. We control our own narrative. So that's what this show is about. And with that being said, I want to say that we call on you guys to join and support us. Kick it off with the resources, Kalambayi. What are we calling for?
Today goal is $50. We want to raise $50 for this particular show. And we are going to talk about in the show some of the fun, exciting things that you can expect every week. We're going to be doing give backs, like where you can answer a question and you get a gift. And we are also going to spotlight comrades that have been doing incredible work. Because in our organization, I just really appreciate our leadership. Deputy Chair Onazane Yeshatella. She's the deputy chair of this organization over all of our institution, which is over 52 institutions. And, it's not what we say, it's what we do. And in these institutions, you can't do fluff because you have to keep the store open year after year, etc. And so deputy chair, she just really helped shape and mold what InPDUM, how we are professional, how we do different things. And I just really appreciate her for really helping us understand that one of the big reasons why people leave organizations is they don't feel appreciated. So InPDUM is, relentless on making sure that all of our members are, contacted, that they are updated and they know exactly what we're doing. So we have the spotlight on the comrade where we can appreciate our comrades in the various different places because we are an international organization. We are not just located in the U.S. We are in Africa. We are in the Bahamas. We are in Belize. We in the UK. We everywhere African people are, and we want to appreciate our comrades for all the hard work. So we going to be giving givebacks there too. So you see the need and the reason why we need to raise money. So today's goal is to raise $50, and these resources will stay in-house for Talk Black to Me, so we can improve the quality of shows that we bring you, and we could continue to be creative to help, make it a better show. So help us raise that goal today of $50.
Right. And that is so important. I'd like to, testify to the fact that Chairwoman Ona Yeshatella, she is just so personal. She's not, and that's what I love about Chairman Amali as well. They're not too high up. You know what I mean? They speak to the people. They, engage the people, and their leadership is just so beautiful because that's how you can relate, and I remember a question being posed to me saying, well, why should we have to give or anything? Being Black is free. And I had to answer that question like, look, if we're not willing to give to our own people, if we're not willing to put in, and take care of ourselves, then we're not willing to win this revolution. We're not willing to organize, and that's what we need to destroy white power. That threatens us every day, is killing us every day. We are all we got. We have to take care of ourselves, So
Uhuru.
Uhuru. And then I'd like to move on now to the, African 101 education. I'd like to read out a point and have Kalambayi elaborate on it, if that's okay. Okay. So we demand all rights consistent with being a free people, rights which include self-determination and self-government as the highest expression of genuine democracy. We demand independence in our lifetime. This is powerful, Kalambayi. What you got to say about that?
Yeah, I just wanted, if we could just step back a second so people can know what we're reading from and how significant and important this is. So like I said, we are the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement. And this organization was built, in 1991 in Chicago, Illinois. And Chairman Amali Yeshatella, the African People's Socialist Party, built InPDUM because we knew that we had to have a vehicle for the masses to be able to be brought into political life. Because after the 60s, where Malcolm X and the Black Panthers, and so many of Black freedom fighters were murdered, killed, and ran out of this country. A whole movement was smashed, murdered. And Chairman Omali Yeshitela, that was in jail around this period as well, never went underground and knew that the people wasn't coming to revolutionary conclusions, but we had to have a vehicle to bring them back to political life. So that's why InPDUM was ever built. And I wanted to say that what we're reading right now is the give me the initials. I'm messing up the words. What is it called? The African Resist Now. And this is our platform. This is what we want and what we believe. These are our demands. This is our platform. This is who we are. We don't hide who we are. We put it out there. You don't have to like join us and then figure out, oh, that's what they about. Like, this is on our website where you can go to InPDUM.org and you can look at the whole platform, at everything that we about, what we believe and what we want. And so this first point that my comrade read is about self-determination. And this is a great conversation. As chairman, like, really help us understand, like, what is self-determination? Because we hear a lot of people calling on or saying that they believe in self-determination. But I believe that the African working class have to be at the point now that we cannot just be looking for caste. I'm sorry. I think I paused for a second. But, we have to move beyond charismatic speakers, and we have to really say, what is self-determination? So I just want to spend some time on saying that, I want to just give a little story about myself. So, I'm sorry, I have kids too that don't understand this is a show. So excuse me. This is a show. And so we talk about self-determination. So I remember 5 years ago when I came into political life after the uprising rebellion in Ferguson, Missouri, where I was a resident in Ferguson, and I met Chairman Omali Yeshitela. And a lot of people have probably heard this story before. But once I came into this organization, Chairman said that the first action that we had was to build the Black grand jury. And so we built the Black grand jury, where we took all the evidence that was presented to the grand jury around Mike Brown. And we had real lawyers from our movement that came in. We had expert witness, such as police officers. We had expert witness of people that had kids murdered by the police before Mike Brown and after Mike Brown. And we had 12 people that consisted of the grand jury. And it was like, at first when Chairman said to do it, I was just thinking it was a lot of work, to put this action together. And me and the comrades here on the grounds in St. Louis, Tiana, we was like, we don't want to do this. This is too much work, right? So we called Chairman to tell him that this is too much work. We don't want to do it, right? So Chairman politically helped us to understand that this was much more than this is much more than just having an event or a skit. But this is for the working class to see that what happens behind, the walls of supposedly a grand jury, everybody knows that a prosecuting attorney can have an indictment if they want one. So the African working class had to be brought back into political life to be able to see themselves in their own interests. And so in that process, it hit me. I had to join the African People's Socialist Party because I realized at that moment that I didn't have no power. And the scariest thing about it is I didn't even have power over my two daughters that I love with all my heart. I realized I didn't have power. And so when we talk about self-determination, it's very important. But beyond, we have to say that organization provide the leadership to help you understand what self-determination is, because for 600 years, we haven't had power. My mama didn't have power, her mama didn't have power, and her mother didn't have power. So we have generation after generation that only know how to be a slave. They had no theory at all to sum up our experience. Someone else, our oppressor, always telling us about our experience. And so when you coming into the horror movement, you are provided a theory of African nationalists that explain the world as it is, not as you want it to be. And then it helps you to understand and have confidence in you being able to be self-governed. And so that's why it's no other way to come to these conclusions without being a part of not just any organization, but being a part of an organization that been laid out and has resumed the responsibility to be the vanguard, like the African People's Socialist Party. So when we talk about self-determination, it's very clear to me that you have to come into organization, and we say it's not what you say, it's what you do, because theory and practice meet each other and marry each other. And that's what happened when you come into political life. So I really appreciate this point, and I really want to salute, Chairman Amalia Shatella and the whole African People's Socialist Party for laying out, what is it, 70 something points of breakdown, for us to see that each one of these points is what we need and what we have to defend and fight for.
Right. And that's so important to understand, that we don't just talk about it. We put it into action. When we talk about revolution, what I learned being a part of the Uhuru movement is that revolution isn't about being spontaneous, not about, being reactionary, where we're like, oh, this is happening, so now we move. No, it's about, having organization. We are being proactive. And so when we talk about revolution, the only way to win a revolution is to organize. That's what scares white power. That's what destroys white power. They don't want to see us organized. They don't want to see us. They want us to have the mindset of political, it doesn't go for us. We're not a part of politics, when everything is politics. Everything is politics. Exactly. So they want us to take that, that I hear it so much in the African community. Oh, politics isn't for us. Yes, it is. It's for us. Their politics, we're destroying that. But we have our own politics, and it's for us. So we have to organize. You know what I mean? We have to organize. So I noticed this because I was one who said, well, that don't got nothing to do with me. How does it not? Like, there's a fact that I would like to bring to you guys. It says African prisoners make up nearly 40% of the prison population, yet are only 13.40% of total US population. So they have basically found a way to, put us behind bars, shackle us, and make us slaves. We're not free yet. We're not free yet. That's our goal, to get free. And these are things that speaks to self-government. We need our own people in those courtrooms, because we see that they put us away longer than anybody else, and throw away the key. And that is their goal.
When you was saying that, I was thinking, white power, colonialism. It's like, that worst girlfriend I ever had, that toxic relationship that I was in, but this relationship started, and I ain't signed up for it though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't asked these people, can I be in a relationship with them? But I end up in a relationship with these people, okay? And it's a bad one, and in some way, my oppressor have been defining and telling me how I feel about the oppression. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. We can't share power. I love hearing them say that we cannot share power. Either we want the power or we don't, but we can't share it. So if we saying that this system was built on genocide, on the theft of Africa, then it could not be anything else. So the only conclusions that we can come to is revolution. And revolution, I'm sorry, means war. And nobody goes to a war by themselves. Nobody go to a war and say, you know what, you get a gun, you get a gun, you get a gun, we're going to go to war. No, it takes strategy. It takes art. Revolution means, war means an art form. So we need a theory. We need practice. We need study. So, in cadre school is like, when you join the party and you go through like a boot camp, right? And it's really, really dynamic. And one of the things that stood out to me is 3 things that we have to discipline ourselves, and that's that we have to study. We got to study the theory of African internationalists. We have to study Chairman's political reports. We have to study revolution. We have to discipline ourselves for a studied life. If we're saying that, we have to understand this system, we have to study. We have to fight. We could not be afraid of fighting. Fighting means even fighting that person in the mirror that don't want to finish their action item, that person in the mirror that want to go buy the Jordans instead of paying, to help, build this movement. We have to fight our subjectivity. We have to fight our emotions that cause us sometimes to say, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. We have to fight our enemy. We have to fight, fight, fight. And I know we can because that's why we still here as Black people, because we've been fighting. But we have to learn how to fight smart,
Right.
and then also we have to study. So what we say, we have to study, we have to fight, and we have to win.
Exactly.
We have to win. And we have to win. It's not an option. It's not up for debate. We have to win this thing. So to win this thing, that means that we have to make every necessary thing that will prevent us from winning this fight. So when you a boxer and you training, that means that your wife has to understand that you about to go in the ring. So you have to discipline yourself so you don't do certain things and you sacrifice certain things for that victory. So, I feel like it's nothing I can ever lose that compares to the liberation of Africa, you know what I'm saying, to be free. So, we have to really struggle to do those things. I just wanted to share that. I really fight, study, win.
Right. And that's important. So if you got a notebook, write that down. Fight, study, win. And Kalambayi, she's so inspirational, and I really appreciate you, Kalambayi, because I remember you saying we have to change the way we see ourselves. And we do that every day through organization. We do that every day with our comrades. You spoke on us being insecure. That's a result of colonialism, us being colonized. We're insecure. We don't think that we have the power to do these things. And Uhuru movement, joining the Uhuru movement really, really, really takes that insecurity out and shows us that we do have the power. We even have a show, that we do every other Wednesday called Uhuru Mindset. And that really speaks to the people and gets our mind right, because our mind has to be right to be in this revolution. So that's every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please tune into that. Tune into all of these live streams because we are at war, like Kalambayi was saying. We hashtag the people's war all the time to remind people we're at war. We're not sitting here chilling. We're having fun in this show and everything like that, dancing and moving and grooving, but freedom is still on our mind 24/7, and we still know that we are at war. So amazing points, Prez. And that move, because Prez she keeps it 100. We keep it 100 here. So with that being said, I want to move into keep it 100. Prez,
can you 100?
Yes. What
keeping it 100?
Keep it 100. So right. What are we keeping it 100 about today, Prez?
Yeah, we hear this all the time. This saying like, keep it 100, keep it 100. And we have to even define what that means. Like all these words that we say have to be defined, because if I could just take a minute to say that when we say that this is genocide and we say that this is colonialism, we have to understand that this happened like 600 years ago. So we know and we understand that, colonialism affects how we see the world, how we see ourselves through our music, through the false education, through everything that have, a whole social system that has been built for our demise, right? So even what we call a truth, is it a truth or is it they truth?
Speak.
You know, they have been programming us for 600 years. So even when we say the word love, what is love?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so when people say they're keeping it 100, I challenge them to say, what do that even mean? But what we mean today is we keeping it 100 about African internationalists. We keeping it 100 about the truth, not how we want to see it, not what we want it to be, but what it is. Calling a spade a spade. Playing a joker when it's time and appropriate to pay the joker, because not only do we have a theory, but we have tactic and strategy. And tactic and strategy have you to win. So, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to give you game. That's what this segment is. Keeping it 100 mean we putting you up on the real, true, authentic, real, cash it every time that that speaks to the African working class truth.
Right. Free game, y'all. Take it in.
Yeah.
So
this segment we talking about keeping it 100, and the topic that we wanted to really like elaborate and talk on. And feel free to, you know, drop in comment, you know, questions, and we're going to answer those at the end of the program. So I was, you know, we seeing a lot of different conversations about, you know, this colonial virus that's happening, and you know, we seen this whole movement that people were talking about, that people that are at home should be trying to figure out how to be an essential worker right now, as though that is the solution. How is that some advice givable to say that we need to be trying to figure out how to be one of the essential workers? Right. And you know, he came to that conclusion because he knew that Africans right now are living off barely $1 a day. Before, you know, this virus hit our community, you know, we were struggling to make by. So now you put this virus on top of the contradictions that we was experiencing already, you know. So we have Africans chaotic, not knowing exactly how they're gonna pay their bills. So we come to these crazy conclusions, you know. But this time, while you're at home, we need to be figuring out how we can come together collectively and solve our problems. How can we grow our own food? How can we educate our own kids? How can we, you know what I'm saying, build contending and dual power? How do we organize our own community, you know what I'm saying, and help each other? You know, one of my neighbors got a lot of toilet tissue. She's over making sure everybody have toilet tissue. If you don't have toilet tissue, you go see Mrs. Jones. You know, Kalambayi, she's a nurse. She had first aid kits in her home. So if we have any kind of issues where we need a nurse, then Kalambayi do that work. That's called block by block organizing. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, like, instead of telling people that we need to figure out how to continue to make white power strong and us weak, because even if them essential workers go back to work, I mean, you know, like Amazon right now are firing workers because they don't want to come to work and get sick, because they don't had several, not one, several cases of the coronavirus. And so people are afraid to go to work, and now they're getting fired. And guess what? They can't get their employment because they say they got fired. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing of opening the stores back up, or Amazon staying open, is because of capitalism. Capitalism don't care about nobody. It only care about capital. You know what I'm saying? It don't care about the African working class. You know, so I know that that's time for this segment, but this is really good conversation. You know, we have to really, you know, listen really good when we're hearing people, you know, put out these crazy lines that don't have a to what end.
Right. And, you know, speaking on this, because we all keep it 100 and we move right on into revolution solution. And basically, Kalambayi, she gave the revolution solution, you know, as far as, you know, what do we have to do? We have to grow our own food. We have to be self-governing. You know, we have to do for ourselves. I want to read out a fact, you know, that speaks to that and speaks to the solution. One of the facts is African people make up 70% of deaths in the US from COVID-19, right? So when we think about that and we think about the revolution solution, we think about, okay, how can we, because they're trying, their plot or their, plan for us is to get us out there and work. So they can sit home and sip their tea. White power can sit home, sip their tea and chill out, while we go out to work, while we go out and risk our health. Who's affected by diabetes and high blood pressure the most? You know what I mean? It's the African community that's suffering. So our solution is, what we're gonna pool together all the nurses, all the African nurses that have these skills, pull them together. We're going to put out the information that shows that, tells Africans how to take care of themselves. Because we can't depend on the state to tell us that, we're going to pull together our resources. That's why we raise resources. That's why we're saying, hey, we want to raise $50 today. Because all of this helps us to, do for ourselves. Like we always say, we are all we got. This is the people's war. We're at war. We can't trust the enemy to do anything for us. We have to do it for ourselves. That's the revolution solution. Anything you want to say on that, Kalambayi?
No, I mean, you killed it, comrade. I just want to say, I unite.
I unite. There we go. Okay. So let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, yes. We need to go to the colonizer and trader of the day. Or of the week. I'm sorry. We're going to go for of the week. Okay. We're going to go in.
Colonizer and trader.
Right. So, Kalambayi, can you break it down to us? I can read I would like to read the definition of a colonizer. And then you can break down trader and break down colonizer as well. Colonizer of the day or of the week is a person who engages in colonialism, which is a foreign and alien domination of a people for the purpose of economic and political exploitation. Break that down for us, Kalambayi, if you will.
So, we saying that a colonizer is someone that participates in colonialism. And colonialism is a foreign, alien power that exploit a people for economic, which is, our community or without jobs in our community. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a way to feed ourselves, no economy. So a lot of times in our community, they put dope in our community to be the only way that we could feed our families. So we see this. This is colonialism, that we are colonized by colonialism. And so a colonizer is a white person that is a colonizer. You know what I'm saying? They come from the ruling class. All white people benefit from colonialism. Even the poor white person, even the white person underneath the bridge with the cup asking for pennies, benefit from this social system. That poor person can take a shower and walk into anywhere and get a manager position. All white people benefit from this social system. And so a trader is someone that look like me, that look like you, Tiana, that look like people that look like us, but when they open their mouth and everything that they do out of their brains pushes the white man's agenda on their own people. Ain't that disgusting? That you will forward the colonizer's position on your own people. So we say sell out, bullet. You know what I'm saying? This is a sellout. This is someone, this is the worst crime ever for you to, afflict, the genocide system on the people that you love. The people that look like you. So we're talking about neo-colonialism. You know what I'm saying? Colonialism and neo-colonialism is the petty bourgeoisie. And the petty bourgeoisie is a Black person that come from the bourgeoisie that have a certain pedigree, have a certain education, have a certain bank account, resume, know certain people, so they got some pennies from the ruling class table. So now they will sell out everybody for just some crumbs.
Right.
This is called neo-colonialism. And that's what we're talking about right now when we talk about sellout and traitor.
Right.
So who is our sellout? I mean, who are we nominating this week?
Okay, so we are nominating Trump. Okay, Trump for the colonizer and Obama for the traitor. Let's go in. Let's go in.
So we got Trump and Obama. Okay.
Yes.
So, just, like Trump, we see Trump and he is a colonizer. He is part of the ruling class. And even though we see the ruling class at times being angry with Trump, angry at how he moving. And, we know that Trump is not doing business as usual, how the ruling class usually do business. Because usually they don't tell the Negro that you a slave these days. They act cute with you. But Trump just flat out say the idiotic, crazy stuff that he say. And even, Trump running for office, we seen Trump run for office and say that I paid money to all you puppets and you did what I wanted you to do. And so all money pushes an agenda. Like the money that was dumped in Ferguson, it pushes an agenda to put out the fire of the African working class. And so Trump money comes from where? Trump. That's the problem. And that's why the ruling class have a problem with him. And I know Chairman was sum it up way better than me, but you know what I'm saying? So we saying Trump is Obama. Trump is every president that we have. I'm sorry to bring it to you, but the party always had to move away from, the party at this time had to move away from the African working class. And the African working class, like, why are you mad? Like, we happy we got a black president now. But the party knew that was an error because any president of United States is part of a social system that is destroying and killing and murdering and genocide against the African working class. So how, what I'm saying, this is not a victory. He's part of the same system.
Right. And that's important to really realize, because I just want to say real quick and then we'll move on. When Obama came into office, I mean, I don't know about you, Prez, but I saw all, the African community went crazy. I mean, we was like, yeah, Obama, we in the business, we here now, hey, and we, we quickly, some of us quickly, some of us still sleep, some of us still like, hey, we need to put Obama back in and everything like that. But other people were like, wait, Obama ain't doing nothing for us. Obama's pushing this, white power agenda that we thought was over when we had Obama in. And then when Trump came in, he basically woke everybody up. Like, oops, you thought you had something there. You know what I mean? He came in and told us, no, we're still pushing this agenda. So we have to get the traitors out of there. We got to get the colonizer out of there, and we got to put the power back into the people's hands.
And the way we're gonna do that, is what we're doing right now. Political education, because the theory help you to be able to see exactly what it is. I mean, it was just so crazy when I come into political life, where I would walk into rooms with people that had been doing supposedly movement work for 20 years, and they would talk. And because I was armed with African nationalists with the bare minimal, with the burning spear, with the 14 points that I had studied, like I had just went over those points, the 14-point platform that you can find in every burning spirit on page 10, what we want and what we believe. And literally, I was able to understand and be able to fight, for, my interests, so it's so important that we understand that theory is important. And without theory, we are left, just to come up with crazy conclusions. I know we have to move it to the next segment.
All right, and it moves beautifully to the next section because we are at Comrade Spotlight. And for the Comrade Spotlight today, yes, Spotlight, shine on down, shine bright like a diamond. But the Comrade Spotlight for today and for our first show, it's only appropriate that we, big up the chairman, Amali.
Chairman! Whoa! Salute Chairman Amali Yeshitela.
And I really, 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 wanted to speak on how Amali Yeshitela, how the chairman, how he really inspired me, because I am still a new member of InPDUM and African People's Socialist Party, and I'm learning so much about myself. And what I really, really love about Chairman Amali is that he creates other leaders. This is not a cult, this is not a organization or a revolution where everybody is followers and everybody is just robots. No, we're not like that. And Chairman makes that clear. His leadership and his dedication shows us that we are all leaders. We are all able to organize. We are all, like I said earlier, we are able to relate to Chairman Amali Yeshitela. He wants to answer our questions. He wants to make sure that we understand. He reaches out. He's not somebody that we cannot reach. So this is very, very important for everybody to know about Chairman Amali Yeshitela. His leadership. I mean, he's been fighting for freedom before we were even born. You know what I mean? And so he knows. You know what I mean? So anything you have to say about that, Kalambayi? I know you do.
I just want to really salute Chairman Amali Yeshitela for his dedication for African people. Mm-hmm. I've been under his leadership now 6 years, and it was the best decision I ever made. It changed my life in so many ways. It saved my life in so many ways. It taught me how to think. It taught me how to be honest. It taught me how to tell the truth. It taught me how to walk in my own truth and be myself and hold my head up proudly. It taught me how to deal with stress and anxiety that plagued my life, all my life. I lost my brothers at a very early age, and I went through so much, and literally like fighting for the liberation of Africa and being armed with this powerful theory give me hope and joy. So I just really want to salute Chairman Amali Yeshitela and just really appreciate him for never giving up. I know it's been hard. I know that you have made numerous of sacrifices, and he never complained about them at all. Mm-hmm. He never complained about them at all. And we appreciate you. You are the best son of Africa, and you are the leader of the 20th century. I would say the best revolutionary that was ever born.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're gonna make me cry.
And I just wanted to say, we want to gift you with a Chairman Amali Yeshitela, and we're going to do a Conrad spotlight every week, and you will receive a letter from the host Tiana and the co-host myself, and you will also receive a Uzi African wrist candy. And we chose to do the bracelet because it is a circle that is unbreakable, and your stands have been unbreakable. So Uhuru.
And that is just so important to say when we talk about changing lives, because if you guys don't know my story, before I was afraid to organize, afraid to do any of that, because I just didn't feel like I had anything to give. I didn't feel like I had enough money. I didn't feel like I could, I just didn't feel like I had anything to give. And when I, learned about Chairman Amali Yeshitela and looked at, what he talks about, how he speaks, how he treats, the comrades and everything like that, I learned that, what, I can relate to Chairman Amali Yeshitela. He's not somebody that I can't be. I see myself in him, I see myself. And that's important for me because, like we say, a Kalambayi talks about creating clones, and that's not to say that, we're this is a person and we're being some type of little clone or robot. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that a true leader teaches other people to be leaders, and so we learn how to be a leader. We learn that the call is to lead the African nation to freedom. That's the call, and it's not, so when I look at Chairman Amali Yeshitela and his dedication, that's what I see. He's dedicated to all of us. And and he's dedicated to getting us all free. And that was important for me to see, because a lot of times we join organizations and they flop. They don't succeed. And this organization, Uhuru Movement, is still here. We're still going. We keep the revolution alive, and that I just really want to, for that, I appreciate Amalia Shatella. Like, where would we be? That's how I feel about it. Any last words on that, Kalambayi? We can move on to, our membership and resources and announcements. Uhuru.
Uhuru, sorry.
Oh,
Uhuru.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I just really want to say that this has been a great show. I want to appreciate everybody that's viewing and watching now. And I do want to continue to call on you to donate. We have a goal of $50. So please let us know. Let us know how much you can donate today. No amount is too little, because we want to continue to build this show. So we want to bring more professionalism to the show. And we also want to continue to be able to do the give backs. So we have to bring economic development and raise resources to be able to do so. So thank you in advance for everybody that has donated to the show. And we want to just invite you to join InPDUM by going to InPDUM.org and becoming a member today. And like I say all the time, don't put off something that you can do today for tomorrow.
Right.
And so becoming a member of InPDUM, you can become a sustainer or you can become a basic level member. It's left up to you, but it's not. Continue to complain about how we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. At some point, we're gonna have to roll sleeves and get in the ring and get ready to bang it out. Okay, we can't continue to run and dodge the bully, because white power follow us to the bed. I mean, in my sleep, they hunted me in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? And they hunted me too. So join InPDUM today.
Yes, and please do, because it's a family thing. We saw Kalambayi's daughter. We mothers. We're mothers. We're fathers. We're sisters and brothers. So get your family to join too. I have my 2 children, 7 and 9, who were begging me to join InPDUM, and so I said, you know what? Come on, let's get them in here. So they are InPDUM members, and they're gonna grow up like that. So and I'm appreciative of that. They read the Burning Spear newspaper, they're involved. I don't sugarcoat anything. They asked me what colonialism is. I said, okay, come on, sit down, let's talk about it. So please, it's not just about one person. Get the whole family involved and join us. We need you in the revolution. We need all Africans tap in. So now we want to open it up. Do we have any questions or anything? And you can drop your questions in the comment box. And we will be able to.
I really wanted to appreciate the comrades behind the scenes that making this show possible. Because you see me and Tiana, but we are part of an organization of amazing comrades, the best comrades on the planet, a part of the Uhuru movement. So we want to really salute and appreciate Director Akile Anayi, that's over all of our work that's happening on social media. We really appreciate your leadership and everything that you bring to the revolution. We want to appreciate Dexter, that is, agitprop for InPDUM, that is behind the scenes right now, that's operating things and making sure that the show go over well. And we also want to help me. I'm ready to slide on the name. Not tell me the name.
Who? For Quante. You talking about Quante?
Yeah, Quante. Thank you. Quante, I'm horrible with names, comrades. And I really want to appreciate him, because he's been every meeting in there helping us, getting us live today. So I want to salute and appreciate him out of San Diego. And I also want to appreciate my secretary, one of the best secretaries on the planet, Marissa, that is behind the scenes right now, timekeeping, making sure the show go over, She also serving as like getting making sure that we stay political, laying out facts for us as well. So I just wanted to appreciate these comrades because you might not see them on the camera, but they are definitely right here with us, making sure that we bring you the best show, which we promise to continue to overturn any contradictions that we had this show to make the next Monday be even better.
Oh, yes, yes. We have to appreciate these comrades because without them, it's not possible. Everybody has to be on deck. Everybody has to be on board, and they just do an excellent job. I appreciate them. I appreciate the leadership that they show, just everything. And with that being said, I have a question here, and it says the majority of Black people rely on the white power structure that exists. How can we empower ourselves when we rely on that power structure? You want to take that?
That's a great question. That is a very great question. It really is. And so in the Uhuru movement, what I really, really appreciate, and I have learned to understand, is that we have to have contending and dual power. So even though we are currently in a social system, we have to build contending and dual power. So what do I mean? InPDUM has Uzi. Uzi is a revolutionary line. This revolutionary line helps us create resources to build the to do the work that we do. And also Uzi is a revolutionary political apparel. So we put revolutionary sayings on the clothes. And also we'll be able to hire our own people and have full-time revolutionaries, and also be able to employ people in the African working class community, which is important because Africans are like over people just talking about our circumstances. What are we going to do? And not just like a book bag drive that you just get a book bag and then you still pour, but we saying beyond a book bag drive, we have to be able to not just, okay, you want to give a book bag drive, it's fine, but what is to what end? We have to teach people how to create our own book bags. You know what I'm saying? So what are we doing right now while we in this system that people depend on is you have to learn how to fight inside this social system right now. By joining an organization, that's a punch. You know what I'm saying? Then getting involved, that's another punch. And then what happened when you join organization and you participate in meetings and get involved, you have more confidence that's been stolen from you to actually build contending and dual power so we can overthrow this system, but we need resources and finances to be able to do that. So the question of political and economic is critical for us, for our understanding. So it's not something that we could just wait till this social system die, because it's not going to die unless we murder it. And so we're going to have to do that, and we have to get strong enough to be able to take that on by Africans coming into a mass organization like the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement to be the army frontliners to overthrow this system.
Right. Thank you so much. You killed it. I don't even think needs to be anything added to that because you just, you murdered that. Yeah. And so we do have, I want to announce that we have Marissa. Go ahead.
I just wanted to salute Deputy Chair Ona Zane Yeshatella that's viewing and watching the show. We just really appreciate all your dedication and work that you do. And this is somebody that don't even, I'm sure she like, shut up, Kalambayi. She don't even do all the accolades, but literally this lady don't sleep. She sleep, eat, and think how to bring the best to the African working class. And we appreciate you.
Yes, we do appreciate you. And like I said earlier, she is just so down to earth. And I love that about her. And I'm inspired by that. I know that she's passionate and she's dedicated just by, and she don't even have to say much. And you know that. Not saying that she doesn't say much.
I've seen her in St. Louis, Tiana. I've seen her in St. Louis with combat boots on, shorts with a t-shirt, like cleaning up that dirty building. Like it's nothing that she won't do. She's never asking anybody to do anything that she's not willing to do herself. Like, just amazing, comrade. It's not what she say is what she do. Like I seen with my own eyes. So I'll go to the bush with her any day. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Okay, so I want to make an announcement that Comrade Marissa is restarting her Ella Baker sustainer, and she pledged $50. So yay, $50. Yes, thank you. And we wanted to move on. I want to move on to announcements, and then we will get to the question of the day, and then we're going to close out. The question of the day, we'll explain that a little bit after I do the announcements, okay? So InPDUM will be going live on Facebook this Wednesday evening for Uhuru Mindset and every Saturday evening for Quarantine and Chill. Omali Taught Me is live every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please be in there. And I'm telling you, you will get that political education and you will not leave unsatisfied. Okay? So then tune in our Africans Charged Genocide virtual tours. We had an amazing live stream yesterday. So check that out on our Facebook page, Africans Charged Genocide. I mean, come on now. That's strong in itself. We're charging genocide. We got to get involved in that. Everybody tap in on that. The African People's Socialist Party will be having their regional webinars broadcasting live every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And the annual African Liberation Day celebration will be held May 23rd and 24th, and annual convention July 10 through 12. So we got a lot lined up for you. We will keep reminding you of these events, so do not worry. But set your calendar because you do not want to miss these events. And now I want to move on to a mind is a terrible thing to waste, and we're going to test your knowledge. We have a question for you, and you can drop the answer into the comment box, and then we will review and see who answered first and who answered correctly, and we will give you a prize next show. So the question is...
I just want to be clear, the rules. You have to answer the question right now, okay? 2, only one winner. So it could be 5 people with the right answer, but the first person that dropped the correct answer will be the winner. You could not be half right. You have to get the whole question right. So if you get part of it right and the other part is not right, you are wrong. I just want to be clear so we have no problems. And like Comrade Tiana said, we will make our announcement next week of who got it right. And we will also let you know what you, we'll let you know what you won right now. So you will win a 2020 Perfect Vision calendar.
Yes.
Will be mailed to you if you get this answer correct.
Hey, okay. And we need that calendar, right? You know, we got to put down all the events that y'all attend. So the question is, you ready? What year was the first tribunal and name 2 people that spoke at the first tribunal? So what year?
So when was the first tribunal? What year was the first tribunal? And name 2 speakers that participated in the first tribunal.
Yes. So drop that in the comment box and we will see who wins. All right. So is there anything else we need to add or can we close out, Comrade?
I had fun. I enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to every Monday. So please tell a friend to tell a friend. Come back and be with us where we continue to talk Black to you. Perfect Vision, bringing you the truth. 100 African International. Uhuru.
Uhuru.